When it comes to our homes, we can so easily get stuck in what things are supposed to be, what they should be, how big it should be, what a bathroom is supposed to look like, and especially how big it should be. When we were looking for our apartment, we saw 14 in 2 weeks and nothing fit. We were having these conversations of, I wonder what we'll end up compromising on, because we knew we couldn't get it all. It just didn't exist. When we viewed this apartment, lucky number 15, we got our answer. Bedroom size was going to be what we would compromise on, at least according to how big bedrooms are supposed to be. Why do we in our culture put these restrictive boundaries on ourselves and our homes, and ultimately our time and money? Why do we so easily accept the norm? Is it purely convenience because it's practical to be able to access the bed from both sides, which it is? I personally think it's more shoulds creeping in. This is what a bedroom should look like. But why should bedrooms have huge closets wall to wall or a walk-in? Why is that the norm? Maybe, just maybe, it would be more liberating to live with a simpler wardrobe. We do, and we have what we need, and a bit more, but not much. So we're still able to fit it all in our tiny 6 square meters, 60 square feet bedroom. And maybe the idea of decluttering some of your stuff or living with a smaller wardrobe scares you. But the power of making intentional choices for our lives and aligning them with our values are so powerful and life-giving. It helps us walk away from the expectations of what a home should look like, how big it should be, and what a good layout should look like. Intentional choices helps us get rid of the limitations of should. Why does a bedroom even need storage for clothes? Max's room is only 7 square meters, which is 70 square feet, and we didn't want to downsize his toys more, so his clothes live in these IKEA shoe bins in the hallway. They're mounted at his height, and he can easily grab what he wants to wear. He can change in the bathroom where the floor is nice and toasty, and then he can throw the dirty clothes straight in the laundry basket. That is practical, and it activates our hallway, which could easily become dead space just for storage. Our hallway is narrow, less than 3 feet in most places, but it's not wasted space at all. It acts as a natural extension for the small bedrooms and the bathroom, and we're grateful for it. So Max's clothes live here, and obviously most of our shoes and coats and hats and scarves. But I'll often use it if I'm drying my hair and someone else needs to get to the bathroom. I'll just step out here and I'll dry my hair here. Outside of our bedroom, we also use it as a place to get changed because it has a bit more elbow room than the small tiny bedroom. Now, beds can be challenging in tiny spaces, and in Max's room, we wanted a Murphy bed for him, just to free up the floor space. We initially bought a standard older Murphy bed that we found at a thrift store, but it was just too bulky and it took up too much space, even when it was folded away. So we resold it. And Max's room is not a straight rectangle, it's the old kitchen, and it was designed strictly utilitarian, with a chimney for the stove and a corner cut off to use it as a closet in the hallway. It also has the door to the back stairs, and it used to have a built-in pantry. And of course, when you look at a floor plan like this for a room, it's easy to just give up and be like, okay, well, we're just gonna have to make do. But we don't have to do that. We can make great bedrooms out of even weirdly shaped rooms by applying some creativity. To me, the pantry nook was just ideal, and I decided to build a custom Murphy bed to fit into that space. And that just gives a lot more floor space for playing. Of course, our rooms are small, and you might be thinking that I could never make these tiny rooms work. And it would have been wonderful if they had been just a little bit bigger, but we value the bigger living spaces, and it more than makes up for the small rooms. When we have friends over, it doesn't feel cramped at all. We have these rooms set up like this right now, and that's what has worked for a 6 to 9-year-old, but we definitely plan on adapting the rooms to our changing needs as Max grows up, and that's okay. I wouldn't mind swapping this room out and putting our bedroom in here. I could do a Murphy bed that folds on the side. We could have an office space. We could have the rowing machine in here. Morten could do his music, or I could record my podcasts. And we don't mind as much as Max putting the bed up. Right now we do it for him, and it doesn't get put up every day. So we have a lot of ideas, and we just again have to remind ourselves of that quote that I like so much, that limitation sparks creativity. That is really a quote that I value so highly and that I remind myself often. My intention with this is not that we should all stuff our kids in tiny bedrooms. If you have bigger bedrooms, that's great. My hope is that we learn to release some of the shoulds in our lives. They're often restricting and limiting and just don't generally bring a lot of life. And remember, I'm talking from experience. We bought a house because we felt we should. And what a detour, oh man. But now, luckily, I'm so grateful we're in a home that fits us. It really doesn't matter how big a home you have, that's not the essence. The core is to know your values and then make intentional choices based on that and prayer. And then hopefully leave should at the door. Don't be afraid to think outside the box and invite creativity in. I really hope that this reassured you that it's okay to make different choices in life and also in your homes. And I hope that you can take this question of what power should has in your life and talk to a friend about it, talk to your spouse about it, and start figuring out if there's an area in your life where it probably has a little bit too much power. Remember, it's not our fault. Should is everywhere around us and it just keeps creeping in. So we gotta just keep weeding it out.